So today I'm going to go over 5 things about the pallet recycling business and the Simplest Biz training that you really need to understand. And once you have this information, it's going to go a long way for you to be able to decide if this is for you. So don't skip this video because it's some important points that you need to understand. So the first thing I want to cover is the myth that people think they have to have a pallet yard, meaning storage for their pallets, once they pick them up from a supplier to make this business model work. If you know how to construct a deal properly, there is no reason your supplier cannot be your storage, and you can go directly from the supplier to the buyer. And the reason this is important is if you go the other route and you have to have, you think, a storage place or warehouse, now you exponentially created more work and more overhead for yourself. You have to have the location, you have a leasing fee on the property, you have to have probably forklifts, because now you're maybe getting loaded up at the place, but then you're taking them to your warehouse. Now you got to have forklifts to take them off, right? More expenditure there, maintenance on that forklift, tires, breakdowns, that type of thing. And then when the order comes in, you got to load them back on. So not only are you less efficient, your overhead's going up. So doing it in the manner of the pallet recycling, with going straight from the supplier to the buyer, will create a lot more free time for your life. Am I against it totally? Absolutely not. If you have some massive deal that's bringing you tens of thousands of dollars in a month, absolutely go down that route if the money's there. But if you want an efficient engine and a streamlined way of starting a business, this is the way to go to keep that overhead low and your efficiency fantastic, okay? And that's what this business model is about. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about a new business. What is the overhead? Is it exorbitant or is it low? I like low, okay? Myth 2, it's all about the 4840 standard pallet. This is going to be needing a good explanation for you to understand this. And once you do understand it, I think it's going to make a difference. There are people that think, and when they say the pallet business, well, to them, the pallet business is the standard 4840 pallet, the one you see besides grocery stores and maybe at Costco. So is it a popular pallet? Absolutely. But for me, it's 10% of my business, not 99% of my business. Okay, so now I have a lot more options of free pallets compared to somebody who's dealing with just the 4840, because the pallet yards are after that standard 4840. The Yahoos that sell to the pallet yard are after the 4840. So here's the spinoff that is really important. If you go to a supplier, a business that generates pallets, a lot of times they're going to have 200, 300, 1,000 pallets on their property, and maybe 50%, 30%, 20%, 10% of it is the standard 4840, mixed in all those other styles and all those other sizes. So if I'm the guy who's selling to a pallet yard, I gotta unstack stuff to pull those 4840s out. Well, how is that helping the business? One, you're not getting all the pallets out. Two, you're probably making more of a mess than you are a help to that business. Sure, you're getting some of their stuff out of there, but you're not getting all of it. Or you're not maintaining that lot the way it needs to be done. You're not taking the problems off the plate of that business. But when you know how to get rid of all the other different sizes and styles and how to construct a deal, correctly, even if there's some broken ones, and not have to repair them. So that's how we go about it. So who's the better person to serve this business? And who are the business that need all these different sizes or even mixed loads of pallets? When you have that strategy, you are separating yourself from the competition. And I hadn't even mentioned 55-gallon drums, IBC totes, corrugated boxes, Gaylord boxes, dunnage, I could go on and wire spools, all the other stuff that we take off the hands of these businesses. And a lot of times it's the same places that we're getting pallets. And a lot of times it's the businesses we sell to need all those types of other items as well, right? Or a combination of it. So who becomes the one-stop shop? We do in this business model, the way it's taught in the Simplest Biz training. Okay? Very important for you to understand how we separate ourselves. And learning this information and how to set these deals up and consulting these businesses in the right way is going to put you at an advantage. I've learned a lot in 25 years of doing this. Now it's 26, actually. So I want to make sure you understand this is so important. So when you hear somebody say, oh, the pallets are tough right now, because they're selling to a pallet yard 4840. And if you don't think what I've taught the people out there doing, we are hurting the pallet companies out there because they have a one-stop solution. We have a multiple ways of helping these businesses, okay? And we become indispensable to them. Very important to understand. Let's go into this, all right? We are not into one-offs. We are into locking in suppliers, and we are locking in buyers for the long haul, for the next decade. Not a one-off 4840 pickup deal and pray to God that the next guy that comes up doesn't steal our 4840s from us the next time we show up. Because what am I doing different than him if I'm just dealing in 4840s? Again, it ties back into the other solutions that we have of moving all types of items for these suppliers. So who are they going to deal with? The guy's just making a mess and getting 4840s, or the guy can get 10 foot, 8 foot, 48 by 48s, 36 by 48s, all different 44 by 44s, 42 by 42s, 26 by 26. There's so many different sizes and styles, block pallets, wing pallets, wrong way pallets. When you know how to do that, that's when you get repeat business, and you do not have to worry about your supply, which also is quote unquote your warehouse, because you're moving more stuff more often, more efficiently than the other guys. Okay? And we didn't even mention all the other items, the corrugated boxes and the dunnage and all that we can get taken off that business's plate. It is a problem for them that they don't want to have to deal with. They don't want to deal in pallets. They're not a pallet yard. This is just these are byproducts of their business that need to be gone. I don't want to come in on a Saturday as a business owner to take them to the dump. To me, they're perfectly good product. To them, get it off my lot. It's a fire hazard, right? Now we're going to go over concerning the training, the investment versus return when it comes to the training. I'm going to go ahead and read this for you folks. Some people ask, why does the training cost what it costs? Well, let's break that down. If a few pickups and deliveries in just one morning can recoup the cost of the course, what happens when you do that every single week, every single month, and every single year? So what I'm trying to say, and I'll just break it down a little further, what I can do on a Monday morning before 10 o'clock can recoup the course cost. The value of the course is there because we're not just doing it one time. Okay, we're doing it repeat business from these customers. And having repeat business is the way to get freedom in your life. We have dependable income coming in that we can grow and grow and grow, because it does not take much time to move pallets from point A to point B with the streamline method that we teach. Now, are you going to need to know what you need to know in this training? Absolutely. Are you going to need to execute to set it up to where you can be done in an hour or 2 hours any given day to make some bank? Absolutely. But that's the value in the course. We're not asking the moon here, but 26 years of knowledge that I have is given to you so you do not have to run into the dead ends and have the problems that face people that don't know what they're doing in this business and the frustrations. It's the tools, it's the strategies, it's the knowledge to create sustainable income. And it's a network as well because we have a private Facebook group. So think of it in those terms and think of it, okay, I just need one win really with a couple loads or a load and a half to get my money back for what I invested, my return on investment. Think of it in those terms and think of how at that point I have learned a way to generate income in a way shorter time than the average guy that has to clock in for a 40-hour week. Okay? Last thing, if you want to learn more, go to the simplestbiz.info. In fact, you can go to the simplestbiz.com and it'll take you to the same page. So either one, the simplestbiz.info, simplestbiz.com. Check out the interviews with other students, check out all the material and information on that page, and hopefully combine with this and what's on that page can get you to a point where you're ready to take action on this business model or decide, hey, this isn't my cup of tea. John Welker, owner of the Simplest Biz. Hope to see you in the training and hope you have a good day. See you in the next video.